Economic sanctions against Russia are going to lead to the rise of cryptocurrency. And then Alex Jones has a very special report on chemtrails.
I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. And I know this for a fact. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox Special at InfoWarsLife.com.
City of Austin tap water versus filtered City of Austin tap water.
I can taste dirt in it.
God knows what's in this.
This has an aftertaste.
Tastes like Austin water? Yeah, it does. Ugh.
These people just sampled City of Austin tap water straight from the faucet. Next, we had them try a sample of tap water filtered through the ProPure G2.0 filtration system.
High quality H2O.
That one is better.
Tastes like nothing.
Yep, I know what good water tastes like. It's good water.
Most tap water contains added substances like fluoride, chlorine, Monsanto's deadly pesticide, glyphosate, and many others. Studies prove that these substances are linked to an assortment of major health issues, including tooth decay, lowered IQ, and even cancer.
It tastes like you're drinking out of the lake when you're drinking tap water.
Yeah, it has that processed flavor to it.
The ProPure G2.0 filtration system removes these deadly substances and many more, leaving only fresh-tasting, deliciously clean water.
Okay, this is very tasty.
It's good water.
Refreshing.
It's good.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com today. Use promo code WATER and save 10% off your ProPure purchase. Again, that's InfoWarsStore.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
Again, thank you for joining us here on InfoWars Nightly News. It is August 15th, 2014, with continual coverage. We're taking over for Leanne McAdoo. I am your host, Max Kaiser.
Hello, I'm Alex Jones.
And we are the
InfoWar.
No, seriously, I'm Alex Jones, and that's Max Kaiser. He's here visiting us as he spends time between London and New York City. He's down here working on a documentary film. And I got to say it, Max, thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
I remember 5 years ago, when you first started promoting Bitcoin, you were an early guy to get in. You said it was going to become this really dominant cryptocurrency. And all these years later, it certainly has become that with WordPress.com, Overstock, Amazon, Target, CVS, Subway, Victoria's Secret. They're all accepting it. So now InfoWarsStore.com is accepting it. And we're even using a company you're involved with as well, the BitPay. And it's been very, very successful. People are excited about it. I've had my questions about it. I didn't want to be involved early, but the people have voted with their currencies going into Bitcoin. They've supported it. We now see houses selling for 1.6 million Bitcoins. It's becoming more and more successful. And as you said on my show 5-6 years ago, whatever it was, I guess 2009, so I guess that's about 5 years ago, that it would give the private central banks a run for the money with their fiat currencies. Now, we had a caller in overdrive at the end of the show today, and he was asking, what is your position in it? We want full disclosure on Max Kaiser. That was one question. The other one was, is it a currency, or really what is Bitcoin, and where do you seriously predict it will go? So Max Kaiser, 5 minutes on the Bitcoin revolution.
Well, as far as full disclosure goes, I've said from the beginning, going back to 2009, that I've been a buyer of Bitcoin. I've been buying Bitcoin ever since. Obviously, when it was $3 a Bitcoin, I ended up buying a very large position, and I still hold, and I'm very happy I'm holding it. I haven't sold any of my Bitcoin except maybe a few here and there to do some retailing. But I think going forward, the price will continue to go higher, and what's driving the price of Bitcoin, in my opinion, are these financial crises. Remember, it was at $40 a Bitcoin when the banking crisis in Cyprus hit, and it suddenly jumped to 240. And that's really a great application for this crypto technology, is a store of value and safe haven during an era we live in now of banking scandals and banking crises. I think the next major bank to collapse, you'll see Bitcoin trade above 1,000 again and stay above 1,000. And I think it can trade a lot higher from there. Remember, it can be used as a currency, Alex, but it's also primarily its utility is to send money overseas on the internet for virtually no cost. And a great example of that would be somebody's trying to send a relative, let's say they're working in Britain and they want to send 100 pounds to Africa. Well, if they go to an established money wire transfer service like Western Union to send 100 pounds, they're going to charge them up to 10 pounds. Whereas if you're using Bitcoin to make that transaction, your cost will be virtually zero. And for somebody on the other end of that transaction to save $10 on a transaction like that is very, very meaningful because they don't make any money.
So we know why the big banks and Western Union are so angry about this, because I've noticed with things like Bitcoin coming in now, it's been driving down the rates that, in my opinion, these loan sharking institutions are unable to charge anymore. So that really is something positive.
It's pro-competition. It's something new, and it makes all of these other entrenched oligopolies, as we call them, stand up, take notice, and either lower their prices to compete or go out of business. So we like competition. I'm pro-competition, free markets and competition. Bitcoin is free market competition in the area of currencies. And it's being adopted around the world. BitPay, as you mentioned, is a company that was the first to offer Bitcoin transactions. They're signing up tens of thousands of merchants all over the world. Hundreds of thousands of merchants accept it now. INFOWARS accept it. And just to be clear, people can show up at your store, they can use Bitcoin to buy stuff, and you can instantaneously put that into dollars. You're not holding Bitcoin. You don't have to. You could, but you don't have to hold Bitcoin. You're just using it as a medium of exchange, and you're passing the savings on to your customers. So the customers that would be charged for the credit card transaction or some other means to use your store, those costs are being eliminated. They're being cut by 95% or more. That savings goes right into the pocket of people buying the T-shirts and everything else.
This is a true revolution, and even if Bitcoin itself isn't perfect and has some problems, in my uninformed view, just as a novice looking at it from the outside, it is spurring a revolution of other cryptocurrencies, and now it's creating whole new economies around servicing it that is creating jobs. And I like to liken it to Uber, that started around the same time as Bitcoin with the apps. And I'll hardly even get a cab in Austin to the airport, or if I got to pick my car up at the shop, because they usually show up 30, 40 minutes after they're supposed to. They're rude. I mean, on average, cabs are nightmares in Austin. They're better in some other cities I've been in. But when I use Uber, it's quick, it's clean. I can track the app in live time as they pull up to get me. And are the cabbies around the world trying, in most cases, to, if you can't beat them, join them with their own apps and service? No. They're trying to shut it down. And I see a parallel between Uber and Bitcoin. And when I see the system trying to crush it and failing over and over again with these artificial crashes, but it bounces back up, that tells me more and more that Bitcoin really could be a winner. But regardless, we can't let them shoot down the idea of independent ways to exchange money and credit and currencies. So again, I salute you for being a trailblazer, Max.
Well, I think the comparison to Uber is a good one. They did come around at about the same time. The words used in the technology space would be disintermediation or disruptive. And in the case of Uber, they are going to put some cab drivers out of business. But, you know, somebody said something I thought was very good. They said the reason the Stone Age ended is not because they ran out of stones. Meaning that when technological advances come along, they tend to completely write over the current system with a new paradigm, a new system. Uber's an example, and Bitcoin is another example. All of the ways of doing business in the markets and in the banking sector are being reinvented and re-realized using cryptocurrencies, the open ledger. And there are other cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has by far the biggest share of the market, but there are specific coins that do specific things. I created a new coin called StartCoin, which is specifically for my crowdfunding platform, StartJoin. You know, I used to be very big in technology until 9/11 more or less wiped out my company. So I've been quiet in the technology space for a number of years, but now I'm back with something that I think is equally compelling as the stuff that I was doing in the 90s. Crowdfunding meets cryptocurrency. We've got a fantastic project taking a stab at some of the mainstream media in America with a billboard campaign trying to raise $7,000 to take out a billboard that says, you know, Sean Hannity is an idiot. Okay, it's not the most elegant campaign in the world, but it is a bit of fun. It's being crowdfunded. People are raising $5, $10.
I heard a guy raise tens of thousands for potato salad.
Well, in another crowdfunding company, somebody listed that they were looking to raise $10 or something for a potato salad, but it caught fire as a meme on the internet and they raise $50,000. And that's what happens when you mix finance with the social networking and the meme potential or the viral aspect of the internet.
It's almost the opposite of the stagnation of the ruling technocrats throughout history. It really introduces lightning into the whole equation. That's my concern. I want to go to break, and I want to come back and talk about world events with Max Keiser at maxkeiser.com. I want to talk about what I see as more and more of an elite that believes they have a political system and believes they're in control, founding this global corporate government. But if you look at what's really happening following the news closely every day, not just from mainstream news, but alternative in different regions, it's a bunch of disconnected financial oligarchs who've bought off major governments and who aren't really aware militarily, economically, culturally what they're doing, and that the whole world is lining up against them towards a giant crisis. I want to see if you agree with that. I want you to augment that and expand and give us your breakdown of the short, mid, long term with your predictions straight ahead with more trends with Max Keiser. Then I'm going to break down, after he leaves us, a detailed report on geoengineering. It's real. It's happening. Manipulation of our Earth's atmosphere. Bill Gates is involved. This is Alex Jones for INFOWARSLife.com. The latest in preparedness is now here. An electrically stabilized colloidal silver solution that can be added to both your home cabinet and preparedness pack alike. Concentrated to 30 parts per million in what has been dubbed the survival silver solution. The new INFOWARS Life Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver is the answer for you and your family. And it's entirely free of toxic artificial additives that are loaded into many products. The INFOWARS Life Silver Bullet Silver is so powerful that it is concentrated into a 2-ounce bottle and is not recommended for extended continual use. This is not a low-grade formula. We are working with one of the top laboratory manufacturers in the United States to bring you the best form of colloidal silver using electrical processes within a base of deionized water for your preparedness storage or your home kitchen. Purchase your bottle of InfoWarsLife.com Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver today and find other amazing supplements at InfoWarsLife.com. Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our Immune Support Infusion Blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great-tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com. And we are back. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Alex Jones. Max Keiser from England is our guest. If you just tuned in, he's a former successful stockbroker, and he, of course, invented a lot of the virtual trading systems that are used today. And he's also been a syndicated radio host and syndicated television host and made a lot of accurate predictions on our show. MaxKeiser.com is his main website. Of course, I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com. And we have, of course, Infowars Nightly News. And I'm excited that a lot of what airs on Infowars Nightly News is also being picked up by our syndicated AM and FM affiliates on their own accord, and they are airing a lot of the nightly news on their own shows or in little vignettes on their stations. So it's incredible, Max, how hungry people are for something that isn't controlled left or controlled right, but just has a pro-liberty, common sense bent. And that is certainly our bias, to tell the truth and promote a new renaissance of freedom. I know you've said many times that that's basically your political perspective as well for new listeners out there. But in the time we have in this segment, we see massive political engineering going on. We see huge turmoil. Just last week, Secretary of Defense said the whole world's blowing up. 2 weeks before, the White House press secretary said we've had unparalleled prosperity and tranquility during Obama. That's like saying 2 + 2 = 5. Or earlier in the week in Ferguson, when our reporters got attacked with rubber bullets, along with the Washington Post and Al Jazeera, The police said they were helping us, that we'd asked to have that done when they knocked the cameras over. That was on Fox News.